Hello, everyone. Today I am here to talk to you about the 2021 film Mortal Kombat. Now, growing up, I always knew about Mortal Kombat. I was aware of it. I've played some of the games, but I was never really like a hardcore fan. It was just something that I've come into contact with every now and then growing up. I did really like Mortal Kombat The Deception. I never played it. I played the Unchained version for the PSP, but I randomly had this disc of like a walkthrough. Like it was a DVD how to beat the game cheat codes walkthrough of Mortal Kombat Deception. And I basically saw that as a movie because even though I didn't play the game, it just shows you how to beat these certain levels, and it was an experience because it was like they showed the cutscenes and everything. But anyway, I really liked that DVD, and sometime after that, as I got older, I saw Mortal Kombat Legacy, and that was just awesome. I think to me, I think that's like the best interpretation of all Mortal Kombat stuff. But then again, I'm not a hardcore fan, so many others would know best than me. But I did like Mortal Kombat Legacy a lot. I did saw the original films. They were cool. They were okay. But I will say though, after seeing this movie, I had a newfound appreciation for those old films. Like I saw it again. Like I saw some clips of it online again after seeing this movie, and it's very nostalgic. It's cheesy. It's very it's very lame in a way, but it's lame in a charming way. It just reminded me of the past, but in a nice nostalgic way. But anyway, Mortal Kombat 2021, I thought it was decent. I thought this movie was decent. The dialogue was absolutely shit. It was just terrible. like it I know these are based off of video games, but freaking NPCs in Skyrim have better acting than this. Like I'm not saying like the acting was totally terrible, it's just the dialogue. It's just the way they were talking. It was not right. It was just something off with it. I think Sonya Blade had the worst dialogue. Like the way she was talking was the worst. But aside from that, the visuals of it all were great. Like the music, I loved. It was really good. I like how everything was just updated. So they made Sub Zero a freaking OP assassin, didn't they? And he's not really like that in the games. He's just like a standard regular character. But in the movie, they made him like almost like a Thanos level threat. But that was cool though. I really appreciated it, and I like the guy that they cast. I think that was perfect casting who they got. I really liked Scorpion, how they used him sparingly, like in flashes, and then the culmination of him, kicking ass in the end. I thought that was really cool. I really liked his design too. Uh, Sonya, back to Sonya Blade. Like again, her dialogue was not that great, but she looked good, man. Like she looked kind of hot to me, as well as Melina. Like I know, like near the end when she fully opened her like vampire demon mouth, she was scary. She looked really scary, but she looked kind of hot to me. Just saying. Kano, you know, from what I've known of Kano, I don't know too much of Kano. I know he's an asshole, but I'm I'm glad he was in this movie. Like he really lightened things up again. Even though he ultimately became the villain, he was an asshole throughout of it, but he was a funny asshole. And it really shows that you really do need like comic relief in a movie, because me being a hardcore DCEU fan, a lot of people would complain about, BVS being too dark. But I like that movie. And I think Perry White, like he just had some humor. There was some humor, but it was mostly a very dark and dour movie. But I liked it. With this movie, it needed some kind of comedy, because if Kano wasn't in there, I think I would have been really bored. But I'm glad he was, because he kept my attention up. And while my attention was up, I was paying attention to what was on screen. So I'm really glad he elevated the film to me. Um, the fights were cool. They were kind of cool, but the editing of it wasn't as bad as Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. The editing in that movie was fucking atrocious, but the editing here it wasn't too distracting. I just wish it wasn't there. I know a lot of people wanted the raid, but you can't always get the raid all the time, like raid type fight scenes and stuff. But I hope in the sequel, I really do hope there's a sequel, but I hope in the sequel that they will take it easy with the editing a bit and just let the fight scene breathe so we could just see it. Sorry. Anyway, Liu Kang was kind of cool. I liked how he was kind of different from that first movie. Because I liked how he was the protagonist in the original Mortal Kombat films, and he's kind of like in this one he's kind of like I don't know. He reminded me of Dende for some reason. Dende from Dragon Ball Z. I don't know why. It's just something about him. Kung Lao was kind of cool. It sucked how he had his soul sucked. Pause by Shang Tsung, but I like that. I liked that. I think this was his first live action film debut, and they killed him off. But I thought that was cool that he was in there anyway. Cole Young, he's obviously a new character. He is the Alice of this video game movie. He was never in the games, but he's in it now, just like how Alice was in Resident Evil. When I saw the movie like a good 2 times, the first time I saw it, I was like, this guy he doesn't really emote very well. He's just like the audience's eyes, like having other characters explain stuff to him, but he doesn't really emote very well because like he's like there's a scene where he sees Jax, a guy that helped him, a guy that saved his family. I know he didn't know him very well, but all he does is squint. Like he sees Jax laid up with no arms, and all he does is squint. like there's no minor distraughtness. Like if somebody helped me, right, and I saw him laid up, even if I didn't know him very well, I would be like, oh man, that sucks. But he just squint, and the way he would act, like his dialogue, he would be like, oh man, what, huh? Like the way he was talking, it was not. You don't go to Mortal Kombat for an Academy Award level acting, but it was just, damn, bro, you emote, like, put some kind of energy. Like, I know he was talking about he wanted to be with his family and stuff, but he didn't really seem like he cared. Like, his actions did it, but the way he was talking, it didn't seem like he cared. But anyway, his fighting was kind of cool. But yeah, when I saw it the second time, I figured, like, he reminded me of, like, when you play a video game and you create a character, but you know the character doesn't really say much. They just react and stuff, and then they do the mission. That's kind of how I saw it. Like Cole Young is create a character for this movie, and he's an avatar for the audience. But Shang Tsung, I thought he was cool in the trailer, but when I saw him in the movie, he wasn't it for me, man. He didn't have that venom that the other actor had in the old Mortal Kombat movies. Because I'm pretty sure this actor that plays Shang Tsung in this movie, he was the dad of Su Yung from Rush Hour, and that's all I saw. Su Yung, watching this movie. He didn't show that he was evil. I just thought he was a guy that was trying to look kind of menacing while saying evil lines. He didn't sell the evilness for me, to be honest. But again, I thought this movie was decent. The dialogue is awful, but you know, it was serviceable. Like it was a very serviceable, and if it has a sequel and the sequel's better, I will look back on this fondly. But if this is it, then I won't. It's not worth remembering. But it's not a terrible movie. Some people say it's garbage. The dialogue is garbage, but the movie is not. I will say that. But I really enjoyed it though. The second time I saw it. The first time I saw it, I was like, it was all right. Second time, I was like, it's pretty good. But yeah, if you've seen the movie, let me know your thoughts. Who was your favorite character in the film? I think everyone's gonna say Kano though. I feel like it's kind of obvious, but my favorite was Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Yeah, those two were my favorites. They were the most badass to me. But yeah, that's about it. Those are my thoughts. Please tell me your thoughts in the comments below, and thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.